What up, gamers, and welcome back. Today I'm gonna talk about Peppa Pig Horror Story, aka Piggy. I personally love this game, and let's get into it. Our story starts with us, the player. As a simple police officer, we get a call to the Piggy family house because the little one, George Piggy, is missing. Sounds straightforward, right? Wrong. We get knocked out, and when we wake up, we are face to face the original monster, Piggy herself. This is not a simple game, this is a global pandemic. We managed to escape the house and go to the station to file the report, but the fear follows us. We found our partner Doggy, only to tragically lose him to the infection shortly after. We get a mysterious radio call by someone telling us that they are survivors and they're stuck in a school. But this is when we met the first crucial character, Bunny, who's injured, and the mysterious multimillionaire Mr. P. He promises a cure, but this guy is hiding the biggest secret of all. We soon discover that Mr. P created the infection with the substances he called 128. He was trying to save his wife, but accidentally unleashed the plague onto the world. And in the ultimate act of betrayal, he abandons us and Bunny, leaving her infected. Seriously, Mr. P might be the true villain here. You and Bunny manage to escape the hospital and go on a journey to find Mr. P. You and Bunny go to the metro to catch the train to get to Mr. P, but unfortunately, we found out that Bunny had drank a potion that was given by Mr. P. That potion was substances 128. We tragically leave the metro alone and go to the carnival that was established by Mr. P to hopefully find him. But unfortunately, we don't find him, but lucky we link up with two absolute legends, the sword-wielding duo Zizi and Pony. They take us to their safe place where some other survivors stay, but as we go there, Zizi and the player hear some noise coming from one of the trash can near the safe place. Assuming it's an infected or survivor, they go near it to find out. However, it starts to run. Now, being sure it's a survivor, Zizi and the other player chase after them, and after some running, we found out that they ran into a mall. After reading the entire mall, we finally find out who the person was, and it turned out to be George Piggy, the pig that we were looking for. The very beginning, George confirms the entire nightmare starts because of Mr. P's treatments. The final confrontation of Book 1 takes us to a massive industrial plant. We corner Mr. P in a huge mesh suit, and the story gives us two choices. The good ending, where Mr. P finally sees his mistake and fights the infected until he drops, allowing us to escape the plant. The bad ending, where we try to learn why Mr. P did this, but unexpectedly an infected comes up from behind us and attacks us, supposedly turning us into an infected. Supposing the player chooses the good ending, the player and George leave the plant to meet up Zizi and Pony, who had just finished killing off the last of the infected in military outpost where the plant is located. The player and the characters are left scratching their heads on where to go from here when Jody strikes a brilliant idea. What if we look for a cure? The start of Piggy 2 takes us to the past where our friend Doggy was still alive and not infected as us. The player and Officer Doggy go to find arrest a person named Willow, who has been causing problems throughout the LA by stealing food and supplies from shops and locals. Even Doggy catch up to Willow and try to arrest her, but she tries to explain why she did those acts. It's because she wanted to feed her family and the law doesn't stop for anyone, and she is taken away. Both the player and doggy feel pity for arresting someone in dire need, but they move on. Fast forward to the present time, we are at the safe place when Mimi, a survivor that stays with us in a safe place, tells us that she is getting radio signal from somewhere close, meaning that there must be more survivors out there trying to communicate with us. However, the radio is low on a battery, but tells us to quickly get batteries from the store. Seeing this, you, Zizi, and Pony quickly go to the store and fight hordes and infected just to get batteries. After a while, you three finally show up to his safe place with batteries and Mimi plug them in. Receiving the radio signal, her theory was correct. There are more survivors out there trying to communicate and they want to meet up with us near the old oak. You and your team go to the old oak to meet up and these survivors but lone. And behold, the survivors are Willow and her gang, also known as TSP, the Silver Paw, the same Willow you and Doggy arrested. Obviously, she still has the year of rage building inside her, and out of rage, she takes Zizi away from us and threatened to kill us if we try to stop her. And nothing to do will let her and her gang take away Zizi, but we are not just gonna sit back and let them take her away. We were gonna take Zizi back. Chapter 3 brings us to the refinery where the player and Pony is in front of an industrial refinery where Zizi and supposedly residing alongside Willow and the other TSB members. You quietly get inside and take care of each member until you finally get to Zizi. But to our absolute horror, Zizi was infected. She told us to leave, that it's not safe here, and she will create a distraction and allow to escape us. With heavy hearts, we quietly leave the refinery and head back to the safe place. The other survivors were waiting for us, but all they saw was a player and Pony with a grim face and no Zizi inside. Chapter 4 takes place only a few days after the tragic incident where Georgie is waking us up, telling us to evacuate the safe place and that it's not safe here anymore, followed by explosion sounds happening outside the safe place. EU, Georgie, and all other survivors quickly rush outside and see what was happening, only to see Willow and her gang again. She explained that we have caused some problems in one of their hideouts, that being refinery and just like Zizi takes all of us away and locks us up in a cell in a factory. Surely there was no more way to getting out of here, right? Wrong. As in chapter 5, the sewers and two saviors, Z and Zuzi, show up by popping out a lid inside the cell and giving us access to the sewers and allowing us to get out of the cell. As us, Z, Zuzi, and the other survivors make our way out of the cell, Tigeri, a TSP member, sees us and tries to attack but hesitates before deciding to let us go. But not before Willow sees us and punishes Tigeri aside. She raises up her gun and points to us and fires the giraffe. One of the survivors jumps in front of us and takes the bullet for us. Seeing this, the player is filled with rage and finally snaps. We have had enough running. We're finally settling this. This is where chapter 6, the factory, starts. As we chase Willow, trying to keep our friends safe and possessed, we start to uncover the even deeper lore. We learn Willow's tragic motivation. Her brother William ran away when their parents were taken away by police officers when they were young. That's also one of the reasons why Willow hates the player so much, because the player, we, are a police officer. So she is fighting her own personal demons while trying to save her brother and kill all the infected. None of the TSP members complain as Willows the reason why they're still alive, but one of the members, Tigray, has had enough and wanted to leave, which he does. Here, if we decide to not save any of the TSP members, we get the secret bad ending where after taking down Willow and escaping the factory, she suddenly comes out of the factory bruised and battered, but holds up her gun and shoots the player, killing them. This doesn't continue the story, however. If we decide to save some of the TSP members, we get the survivors ending where the same thing happens, but this time when Willow tries to shoot the TSP members, stop her because they realize that the player and the crew means no harm. They get into an argument, and at the end she decides to shoot them anyway, but before she can, Z and Zuzi shows up telling the player to watch out. With the player decided to give her one last chance to change, saving all the TSP members will give us the savior ending, which doesn't change anything in the story. Tigeri, on the other hand, lives completely and goes on his journey to find the cure. The next few scenes are epic as us, the player, and our crew, and now Willow tagging along travel across the North Sea until eventually we finally find what we have been looking for. The lab. This is where the cure is located, and we, our crew, and Willow go down to see Tigeri already there. Willow and Tigeri get into an argument which eventually turns into a fight, but it's interrupted by explosions happening up top in the military camp. The explosion caused debris to fall and cut us off from the rest of the group. After being separated, we see a genuinely disgusting mutant monster which is Penny, the older sister of Georgie Piggy. How would she get here? That's a story for another day, but after getting through the lab ourselves, we found Willow and Targary in a final battle. Here, just like Plant, we get two choices: either help Tigeri beat Willow or help Willow beat Tigeri. In the end, helping either one of them in a specific order, we will get the following ending. After escaping the lab, we find Pony cruel against the tree. We rush to see what's wrong, but we are made the truth: Pony is infected. After docking on the port, Pony and the player try to find a way out of there, and Pony accompanies us to protect us, but in the process, he gets scratched. Just like Zizi. In the Willow Survivor ending, Willow betrays us and takes the cure to herself, leaving the player, Pony, and the crew in shambles. But in the Willow Savior ending, Willow sees Pony and gives the cure to Pony to save him. Even though we didn't get any cure Zizi, but at least we didn't lose other good friend. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks to a carton of milk to help me to write this script, and see you soon. Bye.